Hi, everyone. You're stuck with me tonight. Sorry. It is only I by me and myself. So, happy Tuesday. So, Tess has abandoned me tonight. She's left me all alone. So, I have decided to do this show from the comfort of my own home. So, that is what you're seeing behind me is my little corner shelf. I'll try not to knock this over a whole lot. I'm in a rocking chair, so I'll try not to rock a whole lot too. Get comfortable. So anyway, welcome to Unfiltered. There probably won't be a whole lot of banter unless I start talking to myself, unless y'all want to join in tonight and start talking a whole lot, because I can't just make jokes with myself a whole lot. I do it in my head, but it doesn't really work out. But tonight, we'll probably go through more books. See, lots of books that we can talk about. I have actually read most of the stuff that's come out this week. It's been pretty good. It's been interesting. The X-Men stuff is still kind of, I guess, strange to me because we're doing however many years in the future. And we just know that there was a mutant bomb that went off. So that's kind of interesting. But it was a lot of books this week it was a fifth week. So DC didn't really put out a whole lot of books. There was Absolute Batman Annual, which I did not get. There was a Superman Red and Blue that's been coming out. I did not get that also. But I think there was a whole lot of reprints of some more Absolute books that came out. But that's all there really was from DC. Marvel was still through a bunch of X-Men #1s because that's what they're doing. And we'll hit some of that and a few other things. But if you have any questions or comments, just let them fly because it's only going to be me. But we'll jump in with some books. First, we'll start off with, sorry, I was too lazy to take all my books back out of the bags. We'll start off with X Vengers. Probably should have done it so you could see it. Yeah, there's lots of absolute stuff coming in. So, but we have X Vengers. So we have the new leader here. Evidently, Captain America didn't survive the mutant bomb. So Moonstar is actually leading the Avengers. So she has a shield. See, shield right there. Guess I should have turned off the other light over there. Sorry. It's a little shiny over here. But yeah, well, yeah. See, this is opening. This is the beginning of the book. I'm not spoiling a whole lot. So there you go. But this is basically the Avengers that has come from the mutant bomb. It's Moonstar, Hawkeye, Vision, Variable Man, which is just Hank Pym, Water Widow, which is Black Widow as a mutant, Cannonball, and Shang-Chi, which is also some other kind of weird mutant. Yeah. So that was X-Vengers #1. I'm going to just kind of throw these off to the side. Sorry. Also this week is Voyeur #2. Don't normally talk about #2s. What I find interesting about this, so I'll be honest, the X-Men event stuff is not been some of my favorite things out there. I mean, it's been okay, but I also want to be fair. Most people who know me or see me, I'm not the biggest X-Men fan. I've been reading more X-Men lately because Magic has been a part of it. So there are a few characters from the X-Men that I like. Magic being the main one, Shadowcat, Kitty Pryde being #2, and they can alternate depending on what the storyline is. But those are like my two favorite. But I'm just trying to so I'm reading some of the X-Men books because of that. And then going into this, I personally don't like the stories that are part of the main book or take away the main book that just basically start off here. Let me go back down here and let's see here. Yeah, it just says X years ago, right? Like, we don't really know when it is. So it's kind of just a giant what if. I would have rather just had a what if miniseries with all of this instead of taking over the main titles. But I think this is really some kind of setup for whatever they're doing next with the X-Men. So there's usually some good event books, but this being an X-Men one, I'm just not feeling it right now. Like the book was good. I enjoyed reading X Avengers, but at the end of it, I'm like, it's just a what if, right? It's it's not going to hold. It's not going to be something that's there. It's going to just be another universe. So next up is Voyeur number 2, and we don't normally talk about a lot of number 2s. But the reason I bring this up, if you read Voyeur number 1, it's basically a art heist. The guy that's running security is a criminal, and he's trying to steal a painting. And so the first issue was all from his point of view. The second, there's a female character in there, which is where the voyeur comes in. The second issue is pretty much all from her point of view, which was done really well, I thought. So I actually enjoyed that little twist that explained like why she was there, how she got involved, and all that. So it's not going to be down the line. We just did a whole second issue. So that was handled well. That was really good. I enjoyed it. Then the next up from the Age of Revelation is, what is this? Expatriate, whatever. I'm awful with words tonight. It's been a long day, right? This is the X-Men number 1. This is kind of like the main X-Men book. This is probably the only one that I'll keep getting out of this, mainly because Magic or Darkchild is going to be a part of this series. So this is just kind of teams, just X-Men team trying to save people. And it's, you can see your X team here, maybe. And they're just trying to save people and be the X-Men. But Darkchild is back in limbo. Magic is back in limbo as Darkchild. And so they're actually going to have to go into limbo to try to get some people and some things. So that's what this is up. I will probably keep up with this one, mainly because of Magic. I could talk about everything that I got over here. This week, new number 1 from Dynamite is Supernatural number 1. So they've brought Supernatural back into the comic world. I think the last time there was a Supernatural comic, DC did it. But Dynamite's got the rights to it now. And they are actually doing this series right now is taking place between season 1 and season 2 of Supernatural. And I enjoyed it. It had a lot of the feel of the TV show, especially the early TV show. So if you remember how the early days of Supernatural was, it has a lot of that feeling. Dean is full of himself and Sam is kind of a whiny baby, which is exactly how the show was in its early time. So, and this was kind of a one issue just story. So we kind of had middle, beginning, end, and we moved on. I don't know if they're going to do all of the issues kind of episodic, but like there's a bigger story there seems to be here. But they did a because they've continued on to another area, right? Like in their car going away. But we kind of wrap up this story and we moved on to the next issue. So we'll kind of see how that is. And sorry if you're hearing a lot of racket in the background. My dogs are over there wrestling with each other because why not? Got a new Thundercats book this week. Thundercats Jatar came out this week. So we are now going back to actual Thundera again because this was before the fall and destruction of Thundera and they left for Third Earth. And we're seeing everything from when Jatar was first getting her powers as a telepath and how they were handling some of the early days of the mutants. see if I can just kind of find. So, yeah, this is some of the art from it. So I think the first Chitara miniseries did so well that they've decided to do a second Chitara miniseries. So I've enjoyed all the Thundercats books. I've enjoyed most of the Dynamite reboots with not reboots, but remakes with like Blue Falcon and stuff. That was. If anyone is getting the Marvel Battle World book, Battle World 2 came out this week. This is the connecting covers. So this isn't really like an event book, but they've pulled people all from different, or characters all from different Marvel timelines, and they've taken them back to Battle World. And so it's just a fun book. It's just a fun, enjoyable book that I've kind of liked. They are bringing in some of the older characters into this, like the old New Universe stuff and everything like that. So I've enjoyed things that way, and I've got this cover, and I actually picked up. Let me get this back in here. They did, once again, from CrossGen, they did a Mystic cover. So before was the New Universe was the first issue. Now they're doing a CrossGen cover. So they're kind of using these characters again, right, from those little universes in this battle world because they can. So kind of enjoying it. I like things like that where they just kind of have fun. So it's really silly. They take themselves serious, but then they don't, which I really enjoy. They bring these characters back that we haven't seen in a long time. Like I'm going to enjoy seeing cross-gen characters. I enjoyed seeing like Starbrand back. That was a lot of fun from the New Universe. So when they kind of do stuff like that, I enjoy it a lot. I haven't seen the Dynamite for the Nightmare Before Christmas. So I guess that was kind of some news today or recently. I haven't seen that. Not surprised, though, with all the Disney stuff that Dynamite is doing. Like, why wouldn't they do that? I did see. So Boom got the years ago, Boom had the rights to Gem and Holograms. They got the rights back. So they're actually Boom is going to do a Kickstarter to start off with. And they're going to put all of the Gem and the Holograms into like big hardcovers through Kickstarter, which will then later on come out probably in some kind of soft cover in comic shop. So I find that interesting that like everyone is touching on all of this stuff now. And then I saw another one today that I think's hitting Kickstarter. It was something cats. I can't remember, but it was once again, it was another old cartoon. I'm scrolling really quick. It was another old cartoon that I had completely forgotten about. That I'm like, hey, this is a thing. So it's kind of funny how all that works. Oh, you know what? I think I actually saved it on a nope, I did Gem and Holograms, but not the other ones. I can't remember what it was, but it's pretty funny. Samurai Pizza Cats. That's pretty funny though. It wasn't them. It'll probably pop up on my feed a little later, but it was funny. They were SWAT cats. That's what it was. Remember SWAT cats? Let's see if I can pull this up really quick. I was like, holy crap, these were cats that were cops. It's been so long, I forgot it was a thing. Does anyone remember these? I was like, wait, it popped up. So the actual creative team is the original creators of this is actually doing a Kickstarter. And the the artist that was on Transformers, what was it, Corona? He's actually going to do the art on this book. So I'm like, I kind of want to read it. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, it was an old cartoon. Like I said, I completely forgot about it being in cartoon until it popped up on the air today. It made me laugh. There's all kind of stuff coming out. One of my actual favorite Marvel books is coming out this week. It's Black Cat #3. The Black Cat series has been really good. I've been really shocked by it. I like the Black Cat as a character because I like her in the Spider-Man books. I've enjoyed her in the Mary Jane and Black Cat books, but like her by herself, I'm like, we'll see. But so far, it's been really good. I've been really surprised. I think it kind of goes along the same vein as my favorite DC book right now, really is Cheshire and Cheetah, which is just a caper book by Greg Rucka where they're trying to, break into the Justice League Tower. My dog's chewing on her dog bed. So if you hear something, it's her. She's over there being herself. Lena, stop. Also this week is Cloak and Dagger #1. So this is also part of the X-Men books. This is a DNA cover. So of course I got a Cloak and Dagger book with a DNA cover. And it's, once again, the Cloak and Dagger survive the bomb, but it's really interesting on how they're doing some of the stuff. It's a lot of these X-Men books are kind of hard to explain, just telling you about it without you kind of reading it, because it's all little pieces of something and how something's done after this mutant bomb. But it's got a pretty cover. And to be fair, I ended up getting 2 copies of Cloak and Dagger because they also had this pretty cover too of Dagger. Why is she eating her bed? I don't know why my dog is eating her bed. Also this week was, I did say there was an Absolute Batman annual that came out this week. We also got the Turtle annual, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle annual that came out this week. This is a Jared Cullum cover. He does paintings. He was from Virginia, but he now lives in Pittsburgh, and he's been up there for a while. So he's actually, he just did the covers. He didn't do the interior. I'm going to show you what the interiors look like. But I usually try to get all the covers or anything that Jared works on. Let's see here. Where are we at? Just trying to find there. We'll just show you this. So this is what the art in the annual looks like. Man, still really shiny though. Sorry about that. I should have turned the light down way over there. But it's way over there now. So that is, once again, that wasn't all these single issues that I had, but it was all the important ones like the #1s and stuff that's out there. Let me put these over here. I did want to go over some trades this week because there were some really good trades that came out this week. One of them was Paper Girls #1. This was the shiny direct market edition. There's one without the shininess in it. But if you haven't read Paper Girls, it is a... I know, right? I'm the worst. You're just stuck with me. Sorry. Production manager is bad. She's over there chewing. Lena, stop. I can't get her to stop. She's such a dog. Anyway. Paper Girls #1 is, or volume 1 trades coming out this week. If you haven't read it, it's great. Kind of a sleeper hit, I think, was, so J. Michael Straczynski did a series of one-shots of like crossover superheroes. And I'll be honest, most of them was really fun. I enjoyed pretty much all of them. There was a couple of them that I didn't get because of the crossover characters I didn't care about. But with the trade coming out, I decided to get the trade. But the rest of them was really, really good. I thought I enjoyed most of this stuff. There was one, let's see, which one was, there was one that I really, what was it? Oh, it was Ghost Rider versus Galactus was just kind of silly. And Hulk and Dr. Doom, Hulk and Dr. Doom was really good. Or Dr. Doom, sorry. Dr. Doom is everywhere. I apologize. It was the Hulk and Dr. Strange story that was really good. Bruce basically goes to Doctor Strange, is like, why why am I the Hulk? Why do I get angry all the time? So that works out really, really well. And then my last trade, I got a few more, but the last one I'll talk about is Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer. So this was a series that came out many, many years ago, probably more than 5. It came from an indie creator, and so it came out in single issues. It was really hard to get, but Massive picked it up and they put it out in a trade. So now we've got a big trade of Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer, which I'm really looking forward to. So should be really good. Looking forward to that. And then also this week, if you want them, we got what preview books we have now. So IDW should be out this week. All of these are out this week. DC Connect and the new Marvel book. And as you can see, we're getting a new Iron Man #1. DC is continuing with KO. There was a few other things in here that I thought was interesting from a DC perspective. They are actually putting Tamaki's and Joelle Jones' Supergirl Being Super out, which is one of my favorite Supergirl books. They're putting it back in print. They're putting, if you want the John Byrne, big John Byrne books. So, but anyway, these are coming out. So there, I stopped my dog from destroying the bed. The book scared her. That poor kid. I don't know why she's destroyed her bed. But anyway, so those previews are coming out this week. So we get all of that. It's, once again, it's kind of one of those big light weeks because it's the 5th week out there for everyone. So there should be a lot of stuff. I got most of the stuff there. But like I said, there's going to be a lot of reprints of absolutes and stuff like that. And me just being me, I don't really have a whole lot else. I could continue to ramble on about a lot of stuff, but I'm just going to talk about the book since my partner in crime has decided that she wanted to abandon me and go do something fun or something. I don't know. I blame her. I blame her for all this issues that I'm having tonight because I'm at home instead of taking up the comic shop time. But does anybody else have any questions or anything? If not, we will probably close up early tonight. Yeah, it was actually pretty nice. The like I said, if it wasn't for the X-Men books that I got, my week would be pretty quick. Would be a pretty quick read and a smaller stack because like the Thundercat books aren't overly heavy. Supernatural was a lot of words, but it was supernatural. So it was pretty nice on that front. So everything was pretty good. But anyway, so hopefully Tess will be back next week when we will be doing this again as a duo. We've got a bunch of stuff coming up. I will tell you that I have Tess and I are working on a couple other shows. They're not live, but there are a couple of things that we're filming that people have asked us about the film. So we're working on that right now. That will be filmed. We've got 3 things that we're going to film. I am trying to figure out a way to bring back After Dark like we used to do at least once a month and figure out what we're going to do on those shows. So if there's any suggestions or anything that you would like to see or like for us to talk about, just always comment. I always go back and look at all the comments on these videos after the fact in case I miss something or anything's talking about, but let us know. And then we're posting stuff on TikTok now. If you want to go over there, we've got shorts going on TikTok, but if not, we're doing shorts on YouTube. They're both kind of going the same place along with our Instagram. So if you don't want to watch, if you don't have TikTok, but you still want to see our shorts, we're posting them over also on YouTube. So you can catch them there. But if there's anything that you want to see more or not want to see, just let us know. And like I said, we're working on a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff coming up and a lot of other interviews. But I've rambled enough now. I appreciate everyone showing up tonight. Sorry it's going to kind of be a short night, but I'm glad you were here, and we will be talking to you all soon. Have a good evening, everyone, and see you later. Bye. Oh, no, not yet. End.